program is not going to be a cure for all of the ills of any country. The existence of poverty, problems of health, welfare, and education are not going to succumb to an effective anti-corruption program. On the other hand, a component in better government and a better society has to be a concern about whether persons within that country or society are enriching themselves at the expense of others. Purely and simply, in a development effort designed to create better roads, better schools, better health care, when monies appropriated for those projects are siphoned off into the hands of corrupt individuals, dollar for dollar, peso for peso, franc for franc, euro for euro, that money is not being used for the cause intended. And the proposed beneficiaries of that program suffer enormously. If the estimates that we heard at the World Bank of 15% of programmatic dollars being siphoned off into corruption, that's an enormous amount. That's billions of dollars that could be going for those infrastructure and welfare expenditures that is being diverted to private use. In 1989, not even 20 years ago, the inviolability of the so-called Swiss bank account was nearly absolute. And I remember a trip made to Zurich to meet with a consortium of Swiss bankers to get them to relax their bank secrecy rules so that we could pursue the kinds of remedies that you're discussing in terms of identifying and repatriating ill-gotten gains of criminal actors. And the reception was not very warm. But a stroke, as often in life, a stroke of good fortune ensued. Because shortly after our meeting, our very cool meeting, where we were seeking some relief from the Swiss banking community, lo and behold, the husband of the Justice Minister of Switzerland was accused of being involved in a money laundering situation that was a great deal of embarrassment to the Swiss government, and which exerted some internal pressures on the Swiss banking community to relax their rules with regard to bank secrecy, and within another couple of years, that had been accomplished. Conscious items always is when a development organization identifies and sanctions a private company for having participated in corrupt activities, is that to be made public. Seems to me to be what we call a no-brainer in our country. Obviously it has to be made public or there's no deterrent capability built into it. But as you may know, and as I found to my surprise, there's a very strong resistance to that. For some reason, I don't quite understand exactly what the basis for it is, but you all probably are more alert to that than I am. But I think that problem is a solved problem with regard to the World Bank. They have on their kiosk now, I think, a listing of those countries, companies that have been debarred because of corrupt activities. And that's as it should be, it seems